O'Kanan here from Fiction Atlas Press, bringing you another Indie Connection. Today I'd like to tell you about some indie books that you might enjoy if you're a fan of the Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. The first book I have for you is called A Soul as Cold as Frost by Jennifer Kropf. 16-year-old Helen Bell understood tragedy better than most kids growing up. She knew what it was like to wear clothes from donation bins and be mocked by the beautiful girls in school. She thought these brutal experiences made her ready for anything, but she wasn't ready for this. After an eccentric girl opens Helen's eyes to let her see the realm of winter, a world with intersects tucked carefully into the cracks of her own, where monarchs have risen and fallen, it's forbidden to mention the name of the dead king of winter, and the currency is gold rings. Helen comes to realize the downtown confrontation was more significant than what the eccentric girl let on. When Helen receives a summons from the Crimson Court to enter into the Quarrel of Sword and Bone, a traditional duel performed before 1,000 witnesses that leaves only one survivor, she's forced to finally pay attention to the boy who's been following her around with a warning on his tongue. The second book I have for you is called Sacred is Lura's Calling by M.C. Beeler. An orphaned girl, a mysterious new world, one connected fate. When Beatrice's title is shipped off to a summer camp by her foster parents, she expects the worst, but she does not expect to find herself pursued by a shadowy demon through a strange magical land where she must uncover the mystery of her past and rise to the challenges of her future. Worse, Obelius Kalar, usurper to the throne of Eslura, will stop at nothing to find Beatrice and prevent her from gathering the sacred rulers to reunite the kingdom. Now Obelius has escaped from his island prison confinements and is determined to regain his throne. Can Beatrice help these powerful rulers and save Eslura from Obelius? Or will the shadow of darkness fall forever over the sacred land? The third book I have for you is called The Curse of the Arcadian Stone by S.R. Breaker. She was solely created to guard a legendary relic, but when a rogue thief from Earth disrupts her dreary world, her job won't be the only thing she loses. There's only so much for a bored 3,000-year-old fairy to do in the forest. A nameless fairy dubbed Magenta knows she only exists to serve a specific purpose, to guard the most powerful relic in the land of Arcadia. And for thousands of years, she succeeded in fending off even the most dangerous of threats. But when a rogue stranger from Earth offers her something much more precious in exchange for the relic, will she accede even if it risks her very existence? Josh Richards is nothing if not resourceful. But it still took him nearly a year to find the one thing powerful enough to ensure his much overdue return to Earth. And if a little deception is all he requires to finally get his hands on it, how bad could the consequences really be? The last thing Josh needs is a snarky forest fairy with a vendetta. So why can't he just seem to leave her behind? The last book I have for you is called The Ancestor's Key by Marie-Hélène Lebeau. It started with a magic key that could open a door to anywhere. 15-year-old Lola just said goodbye to life as a loner. One minute she's living with her mom in Baltimore and hanging out with her best friend Jane, and the next she's receiving the keys to a southern mansion, boatloads of money, and an ancient family secret. She has no idea how she's going to cope with a long-lost dad, an eccentric aunt, and a drop-dead gorgeous boy that keeps popping up everywhere she turns. Not to mention the magical book and the skeleton key that just appeared out of nowhere. Okay, that's all for me this week. I'll see you next week on Indie Connection. Bye.